Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Soma. I'm a Agile Coaching Program Manager by day, and I make videos on personal development and lifestyle. So if you're the kind of person who believes in your own potential and you want to be the best version that you can be, I think this space is just right for you. So before we even get started, get yourself a cup of tea, coffee, something to nibble on, and let's get started. Here's a bit of me, a story that I would like to share with you. I don't know about you, but when I was a child, as a kid growing up, and later even during my college and university days, people dream of a lot of things, like things you want to do, things you want to possess and have, and your future. And all I dreamed was I wanted to have a huge library, so huge that I would need a ladder to climb on and get the books. I've always been that person who always had a huge connection to books, and over the years I've collected a lot, and I at some point did build a bookshelf where I needed a ladder to climb up and get my books. Thought, now that we are all in home for the last almost like 1.5 2 years, a lot of people have gone to reading or trying to read books, or we are even trying our kids to pick up the habit of reading. So which format do you go for if you want to really have a connection with the book and reading and you like to learn? Should you go with the very traditional format of like getting a hard copy or a paperback copy of the real book and read it? Or should you just invest in a device, whether it's a Kindle, an iPad? Yeah, I think that's what we're going to talk about today. All right, so I'm going to simply talk about five factors that help me decide for myself whether I want to get the real copy of a book or like a Kindle version. So the first one is the feeling. For me, feelings are very, very important because I'm just that kind of person. Not very realistic. I run my life based on feelings and guts and intuition and things like that. So if I want to feel like relaxed or connected to a book, or I'm in a state of mind where I'm reading something which is very much in sync with my state of mind at that point of time, I will always choose a real book, not a Kindle version. And the reason I say that because I'm just in a moment where I'm trying to either get out of that emotion or be more insightful and mindful. And I think there's something about reading through a book, like leafing through it and turning the pages. It's just the rustle of the pages, the noise, the way you read, hold the book and things like that. It's just very, very something that would be very emotional, at least for me. I know some people just find it funny. It's just a book at the end of the day. But I think for people like you and me who enjoy reading, a real book is something that nobody, no device can ever replace. So if I look at my emotions or the feelings, I will always go for a book. Second one, if you hop on to the more practical side of things, let's talk about price. So if you compare price of any book right now, let's say in Amazon, at least I have seen for most of the books, the Kindle version is a couple of $100 cheap. If you're the kind of person who reads a lot or who buys a lot of books, I tend to go towards the Kindle version of it, and the reason being is because I buy a lot of books, it makes sense for me to save it. So the money I save by buying a Kindle version allows me to buy more books. If you're the kind of person who is trying to buy more or read more, or you just want to save more money, even though investing a lot in reading, you can definitely look at the Kindle version. Number 3, if you're buying a Kindle version, I think in today's modern age, I think it's all about space, right? As much as I love to have a huge library, I do share my space with other humans, which means that I always cannot buy tons of bookshelves and have bookshelves in every single room or every single corner. I do think that if you're the kind of person who doesn't have the luxury of space, keep on adding more and more books, then one of these devices could be very, very handy. Also, if you're the kind of person who moves around a lot or travels, like for me, every time I travel, I like to have a book with me, or I always used to carry a book. Like even when I used to commute for work, that's like history right now, but my office bag would always have a book. I think I like having books, especially if I'm going on a vacation. It's sort of my religion that when I go to the airport, I will visit the bookstore. I always buy a book, and then that's the book I read for my entire vacation. I haven't gone to a vacation in a long time now, nor do I go to office. It's been work from home for a while. But I do enjoy having a book all around, so I can just pick up and read. So yeah, if you're thinking about space or utility, I think Kindle definitely makes a lot of sense. The next one is a very important one, and it's the purpose. Like, why are you reading the book? So if you're the kind of person who likes to read for fun or it's for pleasure, then I do think, a real book makes more sense. But if you're kind of a person who does a bit of research, or you like to compare books, or you are in a profession where you need to have a couple of books and you want to cross check them for reference, whether you're a content creator, a researcher, a teacher, or just a kind of person who has this mentality, go back and check one of your favorite books once in a while, I do think Kindle is great because it allows you to search through things, especially your notes and the highlights, which is absolutely great. Because even if you highlight your book, which I hate to do, I like my books clean. Okay, I don't mind highlighting in Kindle because it doesn't look like a real book. But I don't like to highlight and scribble on my book. I like it clean, and that is a problem because when I want to remember something, I'll put like sticky notes and keep, but sticky notes could fly away if the book gets old or become unreadable. Maybe I spill coffee on it, or it could be as simple as I don't want to scribble and keep it. And even if I do all of that correctly, if I want to find something, I don't have a search button somewhere hidden in the book where I can actually go and look for that information. Because I might not always remember 5 years later what is that exact thing or the exact word I was looking for, or a quotation or things like that. Kindle does make it way more easier, and it also allows you to look at other people's highlight. Like generally, this book has like highlights in which pages, so obviously those are the things that are very, very important in the book, and then you keep on adding your own highlights. All right, the last one is the ease of use. Having said that, I think ease of use also depends on, like I said, like why you're reading the book or what you're comfortable, the space you have. Do you move around a lot? Is your space maybe a little bit small so that you don't have so much space, and you love to read and you want to have all these books in your head, in your collection, and it makes you extremely happy? The Kindle, I think the ease of use is a lot more because it's about the effectiveness of reading the book. So if you look at the effectiveness as in if you're reading the book and the information that you have, how do you use that information? Do you go back and refer it later? Is it just for you? You want to come back 6 months, a year later and still go through it because it's one of your favorite books and it just puts you in the right mood or gives you the right perspective. I think if you consider multiple factors, I do think the Kindle is absolutely great. So I hope that answers some of your questions. But today there are so many ways to read a book. There is this audiobook, there are synopsises of books that are available. I haven't tried the audiobook. I really should. I mean, there are even some available on, I think, YouTube. And of course, there is like tons of apps these days. If you're the kind of person who likes to go for an audiobook, or you like to read like a synopsis and then figure out whether you want to read the book or not, do comment in the section below and let me know. And maybe let me know your favorite book. So I think that's about it today. I hope you're doing great. And if you like the content, please do subscribe and hit the like button. And I'll see you around. I'll see you next week. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.